Hello YouTube, this is Nick Adler and today I'm going to be doing a Sims 4 worlds ranking. So I have a list of all the Sims 4 worlds including Chestnut Ranch, which just came out like a month ago. Alright, so first we have Willow Creek. I love this world. It's not one of the most glamorous worlds, but it's okay. Like it looks fine. It has a whole lot of lots in it. Pretty good sized lots, and the scenery's gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Willow Creek and love it because it's a pretty big world and I think it's very useful. Alright, next we have Oasis Springs. I'm not too crazy about this one because it looks like a desert and I'm not really into deserts that much. So I much more prefer to be surrounded by like the ocean or like grass and trees. Oasis Springs is kind of just like a desert. But it does have like a lot of playgrounds that's like, they're not actual lots, but like some of the lots do have playgrounds. Like, it's hard to explain. Like there's a lot of good areas in Oasis Springs like that have like jungle gyms on them for your kid to go across the street and play. So that's very useful. So I'm gonna put Oasis Springs in. I'm conflicted between meh and like it. I mean, it's a good sized world, so I'll go ahead and put it in like it, even though I'm not crazy about the scenery. Okay, New Crest. This one, I'm kind of conflicted. Like it reminds me of Houston. People like are like, well, every time I say it reminds me of Houston, people say, "Are you sure?" Because like Houston, like there's lots of areas of Houston that don't look good at all. Like they're not very pretty. But just Newcrest kind of reminds me of like the downtown area of Houston a little bit. Certain areas that are decent looking in Houston. So I think it's an okay world. I'm not crazy about Newcrest at all. Like something about it, I'm just not crazy about it. So I'll go ahead. It's a good sized world with good lots. I'm conflicted between like it and meh. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in like it. Magnolia Primate. This world is just really sad. It's like so pathetic. It's just kind of like, and it came with an expansion pack too, the Get to Work expansion pack. Whenever I think of Get to Work, I think of Sims 3 Ambitions and how much of a good pack that was. But so this, and I'm not sure if Sims 3 Ambitions came with the world or not. But this right here, Magnolia Primate, it came with like, it's like a super small world with like 4 lots. It's just like, I don't know what they were thinking with this. Like early 2000s, well no, when Sims 4, this is like one of the first expansion packs that Sims 4 ever released. And I think it really missed the mark. Why am I talking about the expansion pack? Anyway, this world really missed the mark for me. It came with an expansion pack. It should have looked a lot better than what it did. I don't know what EA was thinking whenever they were doing this. Thinking that they can give us a world with just 4 lots in it with an expansion pack. Like that's just doesn't make any sense to me. But it has some pretty areas to it. But other than that, like it's just, no, we should have gotten, if a world is going to come with an expansion pack, it needs to have more than 4 lots. Alright. So Windenburg. Okay, I love Windenburg. I used to live in Germany for a year, and Windenburg slightly reminds me of Germany, and it's actually EA confirmed that it's based off of an area in Germany. So I like the uniqueness that it gives. It's a gorgeous world. Like it has a whole lot of lots in it that you could use. A lot of good sized lots. There's only 3 things that I don't like about Windenburg. The Fantasy Bluff Island, something like that. The Fantasy Bluff laws. There's the Von Haunt Estate and the Ancient Ruins. Those are the 3 things that I don't like about Windenburg. Because you can't edit those 3 lots, which I think is stupid. Like if EA is going to give us a world and they're going to give us lots in that world, let us edit things ourselves without, you putting things in there that we can't change. Because the Von Haunt Estate, that would make a really good residential lot if I was able to change it. I can't. I'm still gonna put Wittenberg and love it because I'm conflicted between like it and love it, but I'm still gonna put it and love it because it's a nice sized world. Like it's very decent. So even though there's three things I don't like about it. Okay, San Myshuno. I like the fact that this is like a city world. I'm not crazy about living in the city. I prefer to be surrounded by nature. I'm not crazy about apartments. You know, I prefer big sized lots with good nature surrounding it. Um, I'm not sure if this world was supposed to represent like New York City or South Korea, or it definitely represents like a downtown area, downtown city area. Now, if you're someone who likes city, like living in the city, then San Myshuno would be good for you. I'm not crazy about San Myshuno at all because I don't like apartments. So I'm gonna put it in meh because I hardly ever use it. People aren't gonna like that because they love the apartments, San Myshuno. Yeah, there's other fun things you could do in San Myshuno, but I'm not crazy about apartments, so I put it in meh. Alright, Forgotten Hollow. I like the world of Forgotten Hollow. Yes, it's one of the smaller worlds, but it has some gorgeous scenery in it, and it is very creepy and eerie, and I think like it's one of the few worlds that are like that. Anyway, this world has a really scary vibe to it. Not I say scary, but like a spooky vibe to it. It really fits the Vampire expansion pack, the Vampire game pack really well. I like the scenery in Forgotten Hollow, so I'm gonna go ahead and put Forgotten Hollow and love it, even though it would be nicer if it had more lots, but it came with the game pack, so what else can you really expect? But I like the scenery though, Forgotten Hollow. Brindleton Bay, love it. Love Brindleton Bay. I'm automatically putting it up here. It has decent sized lots. It has, gorgeous scenery. This road was based off of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And if you look at the way the houses are built in real life in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, the houses in Brindleton Bay really resemble that. Like the Sims team did a good job with making Brindleton Bay because it gives us something different. Having like this ocean world. I'm not crazy about the Cats and Dogs expansion. I'll get into that later whenever I do an expansion ranking. But Brindleton Bay is like one of the best worlds. I'm going to go ahead and put it in front of Willow Creek and Windenburg. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and put Windenburg in front of Willow Creek. Okay, Del Sol Valley. This world was based off of Los Angeles, and just by the name Del Sol, Los Angeles, like I can kind of tell what they were doing there. Most like represent Hollywood because it came with the Get Famous expansion pack. Not crazy about the Get Famous expansion pack, but as far as the world goes, I think it's decent. It's not the best world that we have because the scenery is not too good in Del Sol Valley. The lots aren't very good. However, I always end up bulldozing the lots and building my own mansions anyhow, so I'm not bothered by the fact that the lots look kind of pathetic in Del Sol Valley. However, it's a pretty decent world. It has good sized lots. The scenery is not great. I'm putting it in like it because I do like Del Sol. It's not one of the best worlds at all, but I kind of like what it brings. Strangerville. I like how this world pays homage to Strangetown. I kind of said this in one of my earlier videos, but I like how Strangerville is supposed to be like, it's supposed to pay homage to Strangetown that we got in Sims 2, and the world is kind of based off of Roswell, New Mexico, because it's a desert and like it's kind of like supernatural, kind of like alien themed a bit, So I'm not crazy about deserts. I kind of already said that with Oasis Springs. So I think I'm gonna put it in meh because, like I said, I'm not crazy about deserts, but it's an okay world, so it's going in meh. All right, Sulani. I love it. I love Sulani. This is probably like one of my most favorite worlds in Sims 4. Just for the simple fact that I like islands and anything that reminds me of Sunlit Tides in Sims 3 and Island Paradise from Sims 3 is okay with me. So I'm gonna put Sulani and love it and not to mention I like islands. I was born in Galveston, which is not a very pretty island, but it's still an island. I like the ocean. I like islands. There's so many things that your Sims can do in Sulani. Like, swim with the dolphins, gorgeous scenery. They can, dig for seashells. I'm not sure. I think in Tartosa they can dig for seashells, but Sulani just offers a lot, in my opinion. So it's not as big as other worlds, but it's still a really good world. So yeah, it's probably it's one of my favorites. Glimmerbrook. I like Glimmerbrook. Gorgeous scenery. Would have been nicer if it was bigger. Of course, it comes with game pack. Game pack worlds are smaller. Anyway, I really like the scenery of Glimmerbrook. Would have been nicer if it was bigger, but I like it. So I'm putting it in. Love it because I, to me it's a really nice world. Even though it would have been nicer if it was bigger, but whatever. Brightchester. The thing that irks me the most about Brightchester is the townies that it comes with, because they're like the students in Brightchester are very mean. Like they're very mean, and they're also not very attractive. And when you think about university, when you think about college, you think about your Sims, going off to college as like a young adult, going to Brightchester, being in sorority, fraternity, whatever. You want them to meet people. You want them to be able to date other Sims. At least I do, But I remember the first time I went to Brightchester, a lot of the Sims look very busted. And of course, I could just edit the townies myself and put new ones in. So Brightchester for me is going in meh. Alright, Evergreen Harbor. I like what they were trying to do with making this like a world that's like environmentally friendly, whatever. I don't think that it's one of the best looking worlds that we have. It's not very attractive. Um, it has some pretty decent sized lots, but I hardly move any Sims to Evergreen Harbor because the scenery. I'm not crazy about the scenery in Evergreen Harbor. So I'm going to put Evergreen Harbor in meh because it just doesn't. Not very attractive world. Alright, Mount Cumbury. I'm very conflicted because, yes, I like the fact that we can go snowboarding there, even though it's not really fun to watch my Sims snowboard. If your Sim ever walks the trail in Mount Cumbury is gorgeous. I don't have a lot of Sims that live in Mount Cumbury, but they vacation there a lot. And I heard that, it's based off of somewhere in Japan, which is cool that we got kind of like another like international themed world. So I'm going to put Mount Cumbury and like it because it's not one of my favorites, but it serves a good purpose. Alright, Henford or Bagley. I love this world. Absolutely love it. I think that it was based off of somewhere in Oklahoma. I'm not too sure. That's just a guess, because it's like a country themed world. But I love the scenery in Henford on Bagley. Like, gorgeous. It has gorgeous scenery. The lots are very big, surrounded by trees and bodies of water, and it is a gorgeous world. So I am putting Henford on Bagley in my top 3 because it's a gorgeous world. Tartosa, another gorgeous world. Beautiful scenery. I think your Sims can dig in the sand just like with Sulani. I'm not sure, to find seashells. And I like islands. So, and this world was actually based off of somewhere in Greece. If you look at pictures of Greece and look at Tartosa, they're like a spitting image of each other. So, or maybe it was Italy. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, I'm putting Tartosa one of my top favorite worlds because gorgeous and nice sized lots, and yeah, there's you're surrounded by the ocean. All right, Moonwood Mill. This world does offer something different. It's kind of like a scary, spooky vibe, that Forgotten Hollow gives. The scenery is not that great. The world is kind of small, but it's still pretty cool for what it is. I'm gonna put Moonwood Mill and love it because in my opinion, it does a job. It doesn't give us that many lots, but it's still a pretty cool world. So Copperdale. What I like about this world, I love the Ferris wheel that it came with. I like the carnival. Even though we can't really use a lot of the rides are rabbit holes, and it would be nice if we could take pictures on the Ferris wheel and have the same view that the Sims are having. But Copperdale is a pretty gorgeous world. It has a lot of good scenery in it, and it actually it looks so different compared to the other worlds. It doesn't resemble any other world, which I like. I think it was based off of somewhere in Colorado. I'm not sure. I think that's what the inspiration behind Copperdale was, Colorado. But it's still a gorgeous world. So I'm going to put it in Love it. And putting it up here. Alright. Um, Chestnut Ridge. Chestnut Ridge is okay. Not one of my favorite worlds. It has some pretty decent sized lots in there. I'm gonna go ahead and put Chestnut Ridge and love it because it has decent sized lots. If you have a horse, you're gonna need a big lot. So yeah, Chestnut Ridge is a good world. Oh, the Sims team said Chestnut Ridge is supposed to represent Montana, like it's supposed to resemble Montana, and that was confirmed by EA themselves. So, all right, San Sequoia. San Sequoia was based off of San Francisco. You guys probably do not care what these worlds are supposed to represent, like but I think it's cool. I think it's cool that they like resemble places like in the real world, and that they were actually based off of places in the real world. San Sequoia is okay. I forgot what it was about this world that makes me not crazy about it. Like it has decent sized lots, pretty nice scenery. I'm gonna put it and love it. I'm not just being nice. Like it's a pretty cool world. So San Sequoia goes and love it as well. All right. So we have actually three worlds left, and they are all the vacation worlds. If I didn't make this tier thing, I'm breaking it myself, but like I didn't make this tier list. I wouldn't have put vacation worlds in here because vacation worlds, in my opinion, can't compare to residential worlds because you can't use them the same. Sure, your Sims can vacation there, but still, it's not as useful. Granite Falls, not crazy about it. The world could be way better than what it is. It's okay, but it could have been a lot better than what it was. Like it's not very entertaining. Like your Sims are supposed to vacation there to go camping, and the camping experience is not very exciting at all. All right, Salvadoria. Salvadoria is a gorgeous world. Would have been better if it was like residential. If we could like live there, they could have given us one vacation world that kind of looked like Salvadoria, and also a residential world that looked like Salvadoria because the scenery is gorgeous, and I would love for my Sims to be able to some of them to be able to live there permanently. So since we can't live there and it's only a vacation world, I'm putting it in meh because it doesn't serve as good of a purpose as the other worlds serve. Okay, Batu. This is Star Wars pack world. It's horrible. It's a horrible world. It's not a fun place to vacation. Yeah, it's unique, I guess, but it makes your Sims change clothes whenever you visit this world. Like it's not glamorous at all. The scenery is not good, and I don't have any reasoning for wanting to vacation there. I actually dislike it more than Magnolia Primate, which is saying something, So, alright, so I just ranked all the Sims 4 worlds in 2023. Be sure to, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know which worlds you like and which worlds you dislike. Let me know if you agree or disagree with some of the rankings that I have. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.